Minister, are you going to cancel everything that was part of Bill 148?
Well, we're consulting on that piece of legislation. As you know, my party voted against that when the Liberals introduced it, and right through to third reading we were opposed. So, and it's no secret that everywhere we go, whether it's our NAFTA roundtables, our tourism roundtables, our cutting red tape roundtables, small business roundtables, Bill 48 is on top of mind, top of issue.
Is there anything you want to keep?
Well, we're just looking at the legislation. I think people expect us to be looking at it. It's a real concern, and as part of our Ontario's Open for Business, legislation like that needs to be looked at, and that's what we're consulting on right now.
He's saying he's getting rid of it. Yeah.
The Premier said he was going to scrap it.
Well, we're reviewing it, and we'll have more to say about that later.
But what's on the table to possibly eliminate? What's on the table to get rid of?
It's got a lot of pieces to it, right? So, for instance, we were asked today about sick days. Well, of course you're going to keep sick days. We've always had sick days in the province of Ontario. But there's some other things on the labour front. There's some things that we want to keep. For instance, $14 an hour. We're definitely going to keep that. So there are parts we will keep, and there are parts that probably will go, but we're consulting on that, and we're just not in the position today to tell you where we're at.
It sounds like you guys have already made up your minds, though, about what you want to keep and what you don't
No,
want to keep.
we're having real consultations out there.
With whom?
With everyone. We're out every day. We've got round tables all over. You're invited. You're all invited.
Where can the
public take part in this?
The public takes part all the time in these round tables.
What capacity, Mr. Wilson?
People hear about them. They phone us and they say, "We'd like to hear you're in Guelph. We'd like to come." So
that's not the same thing as a public consultation.
Well, we're having a public consultation. They're public people. They're our job creators.
So what about equal pay for full and part-time workers?
Again, we'll have more to say about the legislation.
But it's potentially on the table to be scrapped?
We're looking at everything.
When you talk about sick day, are we still thinking about paid sick days?
We're looking at everything.
What are the most important things about Bill 148 that you think should be salvaged?
The 2 sick days. I think every Ontarian deserves to have some sick leave. You know, when you're deciding to go to work and you're sick because you're just trying to pay the bills, it actually puts people into a worse situation where they end up in the hospital. When you're investing into a company and working hard to support a company's success, I think that company, you know, should be giving that employee 2 days. And for Doug Ford to take those 2 days away from people, to cancel an increase to $15, he says he's for the little guy. It's obviously he's not there for workers in Ontario.
I believe that somebody who's worked for the same employer for a number of years should be able to get 3 weeks vacation. I believe that a single mom with kids at home who needs a couple of extra days of sick time should be able to take that time off without losing pay. Let's move us forward in this province when it comes to employment standards, when it comes to labor rights. Let's not drag us backwards. And unfortunately, it looks like that's what Mr. Ford's prepared to do.
They say they're not going to roll back $14 an hour minimum wage. Do you fear do you believe them, or do you think we could see that rolled back?
Well, I mean, I guess you never know what to expect from this government. That's been our experience thus far. But I think it's a government's responsibility and obligation to look at what's happening in the labor market. And we see the rise of unstable work, where more and more people are working 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet, where young people are not feeling at all positive about their future in terms of getting a decent job and being able to build their life with the milestones that everyone would expect, buying their first car, perhaps getting their first apartment or their first home, getting married, starting families. I mean, these are the things that young people are now putting off until their 30s because they can't find stable work. And this government dragging us backwards when it comes to our employment standards and labor laws is exactly the wrong direction to be in.